Hi everybody, I'm Mark from Route 249 and I'm here today to show you how the Ryobi paint station works. I got a bucket on here. Normally these buckets come with a lid similar to this. You pop them off. Ryobi has a lid they put on that has a hole in it. I've shown in the other video that this locks into, so you can adjust how deep you go into it. However, this particular bucket has a very similar one. It just doesn't have the locking mechanism on it. So I'm just going to use the one that's on here rather than taking that off and putting this on. I think it would be just fine like that. But here it is, and we're ready to start painting today. And we're going to show you how this works. We're going to turn it on. Everything's plugged in, and we're going to turn it on. So put this in the paint. I'm not going to go very deep into it because I don't need to go very deep in there. So we're just going to part way in. Got paint on my hand. Alright. Helps to keep a rag handy. I'm going to turn it on then. Everything from when I shut it off before, it was all on prime anyway, so everything's turned prime. This is turned on prime, and it's ready to go. Its lowest setting, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit, and there it is, all ready to go. And I'm going to give you a different camera shot here so you can see that. That's the puppy dog, and we'll give you a better shot of what's going on here. So hang on just a second, and I'll change the camera view. Okay, I'm back here with you. And something I want to say, I usually put some goggles on of some kind to protect my glasses, put a mask so I can protect myself from breathing. May seem a little much, maybe you don't need to when you're outside, but inside I just assume be a little more cautious. And this is an airless sprayer. I try to keep my arms covered, my head covered, just keeps myself from getting too much stuff on me. Alright, we're going to show you how it sprays. Now, go over a couple of things with you here. This paint station, as I said, does come with one of these, but I'm not going to use it today. I'm just going to use the sprayer. I have windows, ceiling, walls. This is an ongoing project. We're going to be doing flooring and everything in here. But right now we got the flooring up, so I can go ahead and spray in here. And I usually use like a piece of paneling of some kind when I'm spraying on a window. And I'll just hold it up here while I'm spraying, and it keeps the overspray over, and then I'll come back in and paint over top of everything. And we're going to see how this works. Right now, I haven't adjusted anything, so maybe it needs some adjustment, but I just don't know. Alrighty, and it's kind of hard to see the paint going on because it is a white wall, but I can see it. Alright, we got, have to be right-handed, but this works. And that keeps you from getting on the actual window itself. As you go along, you just start spraying and painting, and actually this works pretty good. When you have a big open wall area, you can just cover away, and right now it looks as though it's covering pretty good. I had water in this when I cleaned it out, and I'm thinking some of that is just mixing with the paint. But fast, actually. Just like that, and I've just covered an area that's 4 foot wide and another 4 or 5 foot tall, just that quick. Well, I'm going to get to painting, and maybe I'll bring you back for a little bit more when we get to going around things. Another thing to say is you want to take your fixtures off. If you're putting the same lights back up, you might want to put the same fixtures on, so you take them off to paint and put them back on. We're putting new lighting in, so I've just left the old lights up, and I'm painting around them, and when we put the new ones up, well, those will all be gone anyway, so we'll see you in a little bit. Alright. Alright, actually I finished up painting in here. It only took me about, well, less than 2 hours, and I put 2 coats on. The only reason I put the second coat was because this used to have paneling everywhere, and when they put the paneling on, they put liquid nail all up and down it in big long lines, and trying to make sure all of the stuff was coated well and so it didn't bleed through. I tried putting it on. Also, when I was first putting this paint on this wall, I said something about I'd cleaned out. Well, I found out it didn't take very much longer, and the paint was actually flowing, and it works. Oh, that's another thing. Make sure your safety's on all the time when you're using it. But anyways, it covers very well. So it worked great. Less than 2 hours, no manual labor, just spray it on, and that's it. I did the ceiling, the walls, I did the doors, everything except the trim on the windows. And that's going to have to be brushed in, and that won't take very long to do that, and we'll have the room done. That's all for now. We'll see you next time at Route 249. You take care. Bye.